You ever have one of those moments where you think, yeah, after everything I've been through, this part of life should be a walk in the park? That was me, standing on my own land out in Summit County, Utah, 3 acres of pine-draped hills, no HOA in sight. The kind of property you dream about when you're busting your ass halfway around the world. I'd poured concrete in Afghanistan with mortars going off, built entire outposts with sniper fire whistling by, and now, I was just trying to build a 4-car garage with a workshop and a side awning for my truck, thinking this would be the quietest project of my life. My land, my rules, right? Yeah, you'd think so. I sketched my own blueprints, filed every last sheet with the county, shelled out extra for that geotechnical report, because, well, old habits die hard. And by the time we broke ground, every nail, every line of chalk, every inch was stamped, signed, and legal. I was out there, boots on, sunscreen thick on my nose, just marking out where the electrical conduit would run when I heard tires crunching slow over gravel, a kind of slow that says, I'm not lost, I'm here on purpose. I turned, expecting the UPS guy or maybe one of the local ranchers, but nope, it's a white SUV, fresh off the lot, crawling up my private lane. Chrome shining, Granite Heights HOA decal glinting on the back window. She steps out, late 60s, hair sprayed into that helmet shape, white blouse, clipboard, mirrored aviators. No introduction, no wave, just lifts her phone, snaps 3 pictures of my build, and peels out like she's leaving the scene of a bank job. And I'm standing there, gloves in one hand, PVC coupling in the other, wondering what alternate universe I've stumbled into. Next morning, I find a heavy manila envelope in my mailbox. No stamp, no return address. Just a crisp sheet inside. HOA violation notice. Claims my garage doesn't meet the visual continuity of Granite Heights. Says immediate demolition is required to maintain the community's standards. I nearly choked on my coffee laughing, because here's the thing. My property isn't in Granite Heights. Hillrest Ridge Drive doesn't even touch my land. Hell, the nearest HOA border is across a drainage ditch and 2 zoning lines, and it's spelled out, black and white, in my county map. Just to be sure, I pulled out my certified boundary survey, checked the lines, and, yep, my property's carved out like an island, with a big old not HOA note right there on the record. For good measure, I'd already hung a sign at my gate. Private property, not HOA. Trespassers will be prosecuted. So, I sent them a polite little email, attached the map, and closed with a PS. Appreciate your enthusiasm, but please keep your bureaucracy on your own side of the fence. Figured that'd be the end of it. It wasn't. 2 days later, I'm measuring for the garage extension when a sheriff's cruiser pulls up, county issue, lights off, young deputy steps out. He's all courtesy, but he's got a list. Noise complaints, slope hazards, unpermitted construction, all reported. Anonymously, but, surprise, surprise, the name at the bottom is Karen Whitmore, HOA president. I show him my stack of permits, geotech reports, boundary surveys, the whole legal parade. He's thorough, calls the county right there on speaker, and after 15 minutes, he's satisfied. You've done everything by the book, Mr. Mansfield. Sorry for the trouble. Before he leaves, I ask how many times Karen's called in this week. He checks his tablet, 3 times. That's when I realize this isn't nosy neighbor territory. This is a slow-motion land war, waged by someone who can't stand the idea of not being in control. I log into Nextdoor just to check the temperature. Sure enough, Karen's posted a thread about a looming industrial structure threatening the community's visual code, and her followers are chiming in. It blocks the mountain view. What if it attracts rodents? She's not stopping there. She's pushing the HOA board to expand its jurisdiction, wants to redraw the map so my property falls under her thumb. Fake concern, wrapped in official-sounding language. It's almost funny, except now I've become the villain in Karen's suburban fever dream. By week's end, she's escalated to surveillance. I spot a motion-activated trail cam zip-tied to a branch near the road, lens aimed right at my build. I call the sheriff, different deputy, older, looks tired of HOA nonsense. Technically, it's on public land, he shrugs, but she's definitely crossing a line. I lay out the evidence, 3 police calls, fake violation notices, unsolicited HOA mail, a mounting online campaign. He nods, mutters, Jesus, and tells me to keep documenting. Next thing I know, there's a warning letter under my windshield, typed and signed, but stamped with the HOA logo like some ransom note. Further construction may result in escalated community response. That's when it gets weird. Turns out Karen's not just content with Nextdoor and letters. She's spreading her crusade to Facebook, Reddit. Hell, there's even a change.org petition about the Hill Rest Corridor, which, by the way, doesn't exist except in her imagination. She invents an entire aesthetic zone just to make her power grab sound official. If she'd spent half that energy minding her own business, I could have finished the garage in peace. Well, two can play this game. I buy a domain, trevorinhoa.com, and upload every permit, survey, zoning doc I own. Throw up a boundary map with my land, not yours, across it. I even add a little Karen counter to track every new stunt she pulls. By morning, the site's got hundreds of hits, and out of nowhere, people start emailing me. Folks from other towns, even other states, telling me I'm not alone, that these HOA tyrants are everywhere. For the first time in weeks, I feel like maybe, just maybe, this story's bigger than Karen. And then it crosses the line from harassment to fraud. I get a call from the county. Mr. Mansfield, did you mean to withdraw your construction permit? Turns out someone forged my signature on a revocation form, submitted in person, on behalf of an elderly veteran. They even checked a box claiming it was done with my consent as a representative of the HOA. But the county clerk was sharp, held back the form, flagged it for review. And there's security footage, clear as day. It's Karen in her aviators, dropping off the papers. She nearly tanked my whole project with a lie. Now I'm pissed. So I stage a little trap. Post a new sign out by the mailbox. HOA correspondence drop. Karen Whitmore use only. And rig a camera up in the pine branch above. Sure enough, 2 nights later, she shows up at 1:15 a.m., rips the sign off, tosses it in her SUV, and drives off. The camera catches everything. Next day, I upload the footage, side by side with her forged form, to the site, headline in red. Caught in the act. The views explode. Locals, ex-HOA board members, even people who tangled with Karen over bird baths and chalk drawings send their stories. She's not just a control freak, she's a legend. With every new twist, I save the evidence, printouts, photos, emails, and finally take it all to the sheriff. He opens an investigation, but that's not enough. I dig through county records. Find out Karen's backyard shade structure was never permitted. Her garage is 600 square feet bigger than she reported. Classic tax fraud. I send it all to the county tax office. Update the website. Let's all follow the rules. Public eats it up. Facebook memes pop up. Reddit explodes. Strangers send me messages. One even tries to Venmo me $20 for HOA survivor support. The local paper picks up the story. Reporter comes out for an interview. And for the first time, I lay it all out. Every permit, every boundary, every bit of Karen's insanity. He asks if I'm just trying to embarrass her. Nope, I say. Just documenting reality. By now, the world wants closure, and so do I. Court day comes. I'm in my old tenure review jacket, my lawyer Elena beside me. Karen sits across the aisle, lips pursed tight, her attorney blinking like he's staring into a headlight. The judge, a no-nonsense woman, looks over the case, listens to the HOA claim, says my garage is visible from the community, therefore must conform to HOA standards. Judge actually laughs, asks if the HOA also regulates sunsets. Courtroom chuckles. Elena presents every document. Then we play the video of Karen's late-night sign heist. Gallery turns to watch as she scurries away like a cartoon villain. We show the forged permit, the fake signature, the county office footage, the unpermitted shade structure, and the tax discrepancies. The judge doesn't hesitate, grants injunction, prohibits the HOA from contacting me, fines Karen for forgery, instructs a criminal inquiry for impersonation, and sets a court date for damages and defamation. Outside, the press is waiting. Do you think this sets a precedent? They ask. Yeah, I say, for people who think being loud means they're in charge. After the dust settles, my garage stands tall, the town's buzzing, and memes are flying. not HOA. Never was. Never will be. Students in my design class make mugs, t-shirts, even a mural. A neighbor thanks me in the hardware store. Says Karen once called her husband's bird bath aesthetic pollution, and they still joke about it. My website turns into a rallying point. Stories, resources, updates, and the cherry on top? A new HOA charter, delivered by email, with a single line. The Mansfield property is not and has never been under HOA jurisdiction. Any claims to the contrary are null and void. That's the thing about standing your ground. Sometimes you don't just defend what's yours. You teach everyone else where the lines really are. And every now and then, if you're lucky, you get to watch the people who drew those lines for everyone else finally trip over them. So what do you think? Who's right when it comes to land law? And a little suburban justice? Drop your thoughts. Tell me your own stories. And let's see where the real boundaries are drawn.